Hello and welcome to today's English lesson. My name is Stuart. In today's lesson, we're looking at how we use although and though in English. Let's go to the intro. Now, as I said, today's lesson is looking at how we use although and though in English, although and though. And we have 1, 2, 3 ways that we can use these two words. They can be a substitute for in spite of or despite. They can also mean but or however, and they can also be used in reduced clauses. Now this lesson will come in handy if you want to perfect your English and know how we can use these two particular words in different ways. All right. Now, although and though are conjunctions, at least in the first example, they are conjunctions, okay? Now the first meaning is similar to in spite of and despite, and we'll see how we can more or less say the same thing with although and though and in spite of and despite. So let's have a look at the example question. Although the weather was bad, we had our picnic, okay? Although the weather was bad, we had our picnic. Now here we're showing a contrast between the main clause and the subordinate clause, okay? Although normally introduces the subordinate clause. Although the weather was bad, we had our picnic. If we were going to use this with in spite of or despite, remember that despite is a little bit more formal, more common to use in spite of. We had our picnic in spite of the bad weather, in spite of the bad weather. Now the difference here is that when we use in spite of, we can either use a noun afterwards or a gerund. We don't have to use a prepositional phrase like we do with although. So although the weather was bad, we had our picnic. We had our picnic in spite of the bad weather, okay? The bad weather. So we can see here that we're using a noun afterwards. And we could also say we had our picnic in spite of the weather being bad, okay, with the gerund. The second example, though he may not be the best tennis player, he enjoys sport. Though he may not be the best tennis player, he enjoys sport, okay? So using though. We could also say although. There's no difference between the two. Though, although, and even though we could also say as well. So we could use 3 there. Or, despite not being the best tennis player, he enjoys playing the sport, okay? Or he enjoys playing tennis. So, despite not being the best player, he enjoys playing tennis. We would need to say here with despite or in spite of. Now the next example is although and though, meaning but or however, okay? But or however. She says she'll call, though I don't think she will, okay? She says she'll call, though I don't think she will. Now here we could substitute though for but, okay? There we go. We could substitute though there for but. She says she'll call, but I don't think she will. So, okay, so though or but. Now in this second example here, there's a bit of a difference, okay? Because though in this sentence here becomes an adverb. So he says he likes fish. I don't think he does though, okay? I don't think he does though. Now here the meaning is however. So he says he likes fish. I don't think he does though, okay? However, I don't think he does. And the next one, somebody says, the meal was expensive, yeah, but it was good though, don't you think? Okay? The meal was expensive, yeah, but it was good though, don't you think? It was good, however, okay? It was good, however, in this sense. However, it was good, don't you think? Okay? So, although and though meaning but and however. Remember that in these particular sentence here, it becomes an adverb. And here we have the reduced clause. Now the reduced clause means that we don't need to put a subject and a verb into the clause, okay? It's a reduced clause. Although quite intelligent, so we can see here that there's no subject or verb. So, although quite intelligent, he had trouble to pass his exams. Although quite intelligent. Although he is quite intelligent, but the reduced clause means that we don't need to put that subject and verb in. Although he is quite intelligent, he had trouble to pass his exams, but the reduced clause, no subject or verb. Similar in this last sentence as well. Jones, a football player, Jones, although injured, managed to play out the game. So Jones, although he was injured, managed to play out the game. So we have the reduced clause again here with though and although. So we've got although and though meaning in spite of or despite, here meaning but or however, and here in a reduced clause. So 3 different ways that we can use although and though in English. Now thank you very much for watching the lesson. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the section below. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Share the video please with your friends on social media. I'll see you in the next video English lesson. See you later.